Hey everybody, Ryan here again with Cirque Running. I hope you're all doing well. Today we're coming back at you from San Diego in the town of Escondido, about to run in Daley Ranch. So the loop we're going to do today is probably close to 16 miles and it'll be a couple thousand feet of elevation gain. It's actually the exact course that we do here for the Ranch 50K, which is a really fun ultramarathon that we do here in San Diego. And usually January or February, I believe, are the months that they usually run that race. So if you're looking for a fun little local race in SoCal, I definitely recommend doing the Ranch. It was a really fun one to run last year. So today we're gonna do just the first of 2 laps for that race. Like I said, it's gonna be about 16 miles, maybe around 2,000 feet or more of elevation gain, but it's a really, really beautiful course out here in Escondido. We kind of start out by the lake. There's lots of single track, lots of fire roads, so definitely a lot of different variations on this trail. But yeah, if you have some time to get out to Escondido and San Diego, I highly recommend coming out here and doing Daley Ranch. Let's go get it. Right off the bat, the first few turns you can kind of get lost, so make sure you download the GPX route to make sure you know where you're going. But you'll see we'll be crossing right over this bridge immediately and taking us down to Dixon Lake. About only 1.5 miles in, and you'll kind of finish running around the lake and come to the end. You can't really go any further with the dam and some gates and fences here. So now is where we're going to start on a fire road here and start doing a climb and get some elevation gain going. All right, getting into some cooler views now. You can see Mount Woodson right behind me. So what's cool about this little spot is, you know, typically in a race, you've got your eye on somebody in front of you that you're maybe trying to make a move on or pass, and you're also trying not to be caught. So you can definitely see who's behind you when you're running up this thing. That's kind of a little fun part of the race, especially on the second lap when everyone's starting to feel a little gassed. All right, at the 2 mile marker, you're gonna come to a pretty big junction here. Make sure you go right. Down this way, don't continue straight. The GPX will definitely point it out. There's also a little sign here that says Sage. All right, another important turn, you know, maybe a 1/4 mile past that last one, we'll come up to this little post. We're actually gonna hook a right and go down Caballo here. Again, check the GPX. There's lots of ways to make a wrong turn. All right, another important turn here. Gonna make a hard left at this Quail Run sign. another important turn right here. You're basically reconnecting with Sage from earlier. We're gonna go right. Another big junction. We're going to be doing the Jack Creek Meadow Loop and going right here. This is actually where the first aid station is for the Ranch 50K. So nice and shady, nice little place to take a break if you want. This way. We're right at about the halfway point, or a little under, at around 7.5 miles. We'll come up to another big junction here. We're going to want to go right up this guy, and we're going to start doing some pretty decent climbing over the next few miles here. So don't continue straight down the loop. I'm going to hook a right. Big kitties are definitely out here. You can kind of feel the vibe too, just with all the terrain that you're in. So just make sure you're going right here at the mountain lion recently sighted sign. I'm sure that won't be here if you try this. But it's basically Engelmann Oak. You'll be going right here. Another junction where it says Bobcat. Engelmann Oak, we're just going to continue straight. About 10.5 miles in, come to another big junction where we're going to hook a hard left, and it says Cougar Ridge. Pretty appropriately named, I would say. This is also where they stage the second aid station for the Ranch 50K. Nice little shaded area right before you go up this big climb that we're about to do. Another big junction here, right around the 12.5 mile marker or so. We're gonna make a right at this stand. Cool little view, cool little spot to kind of hang out, catch your breath. Going right. actually come down to a main road here. It's paved. We'll be on this for just a short trip before we hop back onto a trail to finish it off. You're gonna wanna go right, not left. Here's the sign. Ranch House Road. All right, after a very short run on the paved road, we'll be hooking a sharp left down Middle Pond Trail, right here. Technically, you could continue on the road and finish it off at the parking lot. But we're gonna do the true loop of the Ranch 50K. All right, Daley Ranch, done. Whew. All right, we just wrapped up our run of Daley Ranch here in Escondido in San Diego. So yeah, just like we said, you know, a little over 16 miles, so half of a 50K there. A little over 2,000 feet at about 2,300 feet of elevation gain in 3 hours and 45 minutes. So realistically, that was probably closer to 3 hours. We did a lot of filming today. But as you would have seen, it was absolutely beautiful up there. I mean, first you start out by the lake, and in the morning you get the sun hitting the lake, and then kind of as you get into the higher terrain, it actually reminds me a lot of like the foothills of the Sierra. Really, really cool up there. And as you saw, there's definitely some big cats out there. They try to warn you about some mountain lions. So we always know that they're out there, so don't be afraid of them, but just be cautious and alert. And like I showed you in the video too, there's definitely rattlesnakes out there. So that was the first time I actually caught one on film. So yeah, if you haven't done Daley Ranch yet here in San Diego and Escondido, I definitely highly recommend you get out here and give it a shot. And if you haven't done that ultramarathon yet either, the Ranch 50K that happens in February is definitely worth doing. And this is the one singular loop that they do twice. So come out and get it. And like I say, if you're enjoying these videos, please make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure to subscribe to our Substack channel. Drop us a line, say hi. We'd love to hear from you guys. And we'll see you out on the trail next time.